أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه من والاه. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We thank Allah the Almighty, the creator of the heaven and the earth. Inshallah, we are going to continue the seerah of our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In our last video, we talked about Banu Mustaliq, the battle of Muraysiya, Banu Mustaliq. And we said there's the three incident that took place right after the battle. And we mentioned the first incident. The first incident was the marriage of Juwairiya, the daughter of the chieftain of Banu Mustalik. Juwairiya, she married Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and we talked about that process. Inshallah, we are going to continue with the second incident. But before we get to second incident, there's two things that I would like to mention about Juwairiya. That because of that, that became part of the Islamic law. The first one, Juwairiya was a very pious woman. She would fast a lot. She used to fast, for many days. And one time she was fasting Friday. Yeah, she was fasting on Friday. And Prophet ﷺ asked her, are you going to fast the next day, the following day, meaning Saturday? And she said, no, she's just intending to fast this Friday. And Prophet said, well, do not choose just Friday to fast. Do not make, do not, how should I put this one? Like in Deen, some people would just come up with their own ideas, like whatever, appealing to them, then they see that as maybe this could be a good thing. But that's not how that's not how religion works. Religion only works what Allah said and what Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Juwairiya, she was fasting Friday, and Prophet said, do not just take Friday and fast that. If you want to fast Friday, you either fast a day before Friday and then fast Friday, or you fast Friday and then the day after, meaning Saturday. So because of that, Friday, you cannot just take Friday out of the weekdays and just fast that. But the only other weekday, maybe Monday and Thursday, you could fast just Monday, or you could just fast just Thursday. Why? Because Prophet ﷺ did so. So from this aspect, we learn that just fasting Friday alone is not permissible. Okay. All right. So that's that aspect. So then the second thing, because she was fasting Friday just for nafila. So you cannot fast just Friday just as a nafil. Okay. All right. So the second thing is that one time Juwairiya, right after Fajr, she was doing her azkar. She was, astaghfirullah, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allah Akbar, those type of azkar. So right after Fajr prayer, she sat and she was doing her zikr. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left the house, after Fajr, and then come back later, like when the sun rise. So Prophet came back and found Juwairiya still sitting in the same spot that she left her. And Prophet said, are you still sitting in the same spot and doing your azkar? And she said, yes. And Prophet said, can I show you something, or can I tell you something that if you say it, it would be better than everything that you have said, since you start your azkar till now? And she said, yeah, absolutely. And Prophet said, you said, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi adada khalqih wa rida nafsih wa zinata arshi wa midada kalimatih. You see? Very simple. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi adada khalqih wa rida nafsih wa zinata arshi wa midada kalimatih. If you say this would compensate your entire morning azkar. Like if when someone sit right after Fajr till like the sunrise. So I would encourage everyone to implement this azkar, this type of azkar to your early morning zikr, inshallah. If you could say it 3 times in the morning, and that would be good. And what's the meaning of this azkar? Subhanallah bihamdih. Perfection is with Allah, with His blessing, adada khalqi, to the numbers of the creations, warida nafsih, and to the rida, meaning to the contentment of Allah. When Allah is content with something, or with is content with someone, that's endless. So with to the contentment, or to the contentment of Allah, which is infinite, wazinata arshih, to the beautifications of the arsh of Allah. You see, the arsh is heavy and is beautiful and is magnificent. Only Allah knows how beautiful the arsh is. So you're saying to how much beautiful the arsh is, you're saying Subhanallah. Wa midada kalimatihi, and to the count, the number of the count of Allah's word. Allah's word is endless. That's what Allah said even in Quran. Like, if you have to put all the oceans of the earth together and double, and put another ocean till 7 times, and use all these trees and you use the ocean as an ink, and you use the tree as a pen to write the word of Allah, you will never ever be able to do so. Allah Akbar. So you saying Subhanallah to that time, to that numbers, that's infinite. So be smart and use this askar, and will benefit you big time. I'll repeat it again. Subhanallah wa bihamdih, adada khalqih, wa rida nafsih, wa zinata arshi, wa midada kalimati. Inshallah, that would benefit you. All right, let's move on to our story. So we're gonna move on to the next incident, the second incident that took place right after the battle of Banu Mustaliq. So the second incident that took place is the you know is the problem that hypocrites created. In this battle, the majority of the hypocrites participate in this battle because they see this as easy money, and they know this battle would be just easy. It would be a piece of cake. So there would be pretty much no bloodshed, because they're just going to go ahead and take it. So because of that, most of them, including Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, the leader of the hypocrite, participate in this battle because they know it's going to be easy money, easy fight. Pretty much, they don't even have to fight because they know it. So and this time, it was a time of no harvest, so they didn't have to harvest their lands, or anything. So because of that, they participate in this battle, and because there are too many of them, too many of the hypocrite. That's why the problem aroused because of them. So in their way back now to Medina from Banu Mustalik, after they won the battles, so when they were coming back, they camp in an area. Prophet ﷺ, sometime when he traveled with the Sahaba, if they travel for long distance, at some point he would let them rest for a bit. So they rested, and the Muhajirun, meaning those who came from Mecca, who migrated from Mecca, they sent one of their youngsters, to go get some waters at the well, because there are some wells right next to where they camped. And the Ansar, meaning the people from Medina, they also sent another their young one to go get waters for them to drink. So these two young men came together at the well, and they're all trying to get waters. As kids, once kids get to a certain place, they start fighting, maybe bickering, and talking, and so a fight break off between these two young men, one from Ansar, the other one from Muhajirun. So the it seems like see, this is the hikmah of the story. When the Sahaba explained the story, they didn't even tell the reason why they fight. What was the reason of their fighting? They left that alone because they don't want fitna. So that's a hikmah. Sometimes when you want to squash, when you want to completely evaporate a problem, don't go all the way down to the roots. That's a hikmah. But sometimes certain problem, in order for you to solve it, you have to go all the way down to the roots. But this particular problem, they didn't bother to just explain what exactly happened. But what the hadith mentioned is that these two young men, one from Muhajirun, the young man from Muhajirun had a discussion with the young man from the Ansar, and one of them kicked one. Meaning, some said the Muhajirun young men kicked the Ansar, or some said no, the Ansar young men kicked the Muhajirun, and the Muhajirun young men punched the Ansar. So one kicked the other one retaliated by punching. Then when that happened, they both cried out. The Ansar young men called out and said, "Oh ya ayyuhal Ansar, oh people of Ansar, come into my rescue." And the young men from the Muhajirun also yelled out and said, "Oh people from Muhajirun, come for my rescue." Allahu Akbar. So the two groups come together face to face, and they're about to fight. People from Mecca and people from Medina, they're about to fight because everyone is defending their young one now. The Ansar come behind their young one, trying to defend him, and the Muhajirun came right behind their young men, trying to defend him also. So the two groups were about to fight over nothing, literally nothing. Allahu Akbar. This is the work of devil. This is the work of shaitan. You see, one little thing could escalate to something even more. That's why we have to be extremely careful, around kids. Because that's what even, parents, sometimes when two kids fighting, if one parents get involved, the other parents also get involved. And then the fight break off and it became a big thing instead of just a small little thing. So this is the work of shaitan. So we have to be extremely careful, especially when it comes to kids. So now, once these two groups come together and they're about to fight, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, the leader of the hypocrite, he was so extremely happy. The reason he was so happy, because remember, we talked about him before. He, before the coming of Prophet to Medina, the two tribes, um, the two tribe of Medina, Al Aus wal Khazraj, they had a, they had a fight in between them for over a century. They used to fight one another. At some point, many of them got killed, mercilessly. So at some point, they decided, you know what, let's just get over this and let's find a leader among ourselves. And because all our elders passed away because of this fight, most of our men die because of this nonsense war. So it's about time we come together and find us a leader. So unanimously, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul was appointed as the leader for Medina. I mean, by the time it was called Yasrib at that time. So he was appointed to be the leader. You know, shortly Prophet showed up. Before he was appointed as a leader, Prophet Sallallahu come to Medina. So when Prophet come to Medina, everyone forgot about Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, and he was extremely mad because he sees becoming a prophet as a loss of political loss, because now he cannot be the leader anymore because prophet comes and everyone's going to follow the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So since that day, his hatred grew against Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He hated prophet, but he couldn't show it. So he didn't participate in Badr because at that time he was still not Muslim and he hated Islam. So right after the Badr, when the Muslim got the victory, and many people started joining Islam. And Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, now he knew he has no legs to stand on. If he has to, if he he keep continues, his hatred against Prophet, he's going to lose big time. So he pretend to be a Muslim. He come and take his shahada, act like he's a Muslim, even though he's not Muslim. He hated Islam, but he has to hide it. That's the definition of hypocrisy. So that's what he's been doing all this time. So he always looking for an opportunity to destroy Islam underneath. That's exactly what he did in Uhud. When Prophet ﷺ left Medina with thousand soldiers, with thousands of Sahaba, this man alone was able to convince 300 to not go with Prophet. So he was able to return 300 people out of 1,000. So Prophet end up going to the he end up going to the Uhud with only 700, and this man he was able to return 300 out of 1,000. So at that time, now people start seeing his hypocrisy, that he's a hypocrite, but it was not completely fully displayed. But in this battle, the battle of Muraysiya, his hypocrisy will be known. It will be completely full. His hypocrisy is going to come out, and be displayed in front of everyone. So because of this, he hated Prophet ﷺ, and he always wanted the Muslim to fight each other's, so that way this Islamic things could be gone. So now, what he did, he loved it. And one more thing before I continue with the story. One time, Prophet ﷺ, was riding a donkey in Medina, and Prophet was about to go visit, someone, and he had one Ansar with him. And Prophet, he was passing by Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, with some people, and he decided to stop and just to greet them, to say hi to them. And the minute Prophet stopped, this man, Ubay ibn Salul, he started saying some nasty word to the Prophet ﷺ. And he told Prophet, just get away from us with your stinky donkey. Who's this man? Just go, get away from us. And Prophet could not understand. And he asked the man that he was with, he said, what's the problem here? And then the man explained to the Prophet ﷺ, you know, don't mind this guy. He doesn't like you. And the reason he doesn't like you, because he was supposed to be the leader of Medina, of the Yathrib before you come. He's supposed to be the leader of two tribe, the Aus and the Khazraj. But the fact that you come with Islam, the fact that you're a prophet, the fact that everyone is following you, so he saw that you took his opportunity away from him, his leadership away from him. Because of that, he hates you. And Prophet, at that point, Prophet understood exactly what type of person this man is. And we talk about him, what he did when Prophet ﷺ, was kicking these people out. Um, the first tribe of Jewish tribe in Medina. We talk about that. So he came and grabbed Prophet ﷺ colors. He grabbed Prophet's hands and start talking to Prophet to let go of these people. Allahu Akbar. And Prophet just let Prophet said, okay, fine, you could have them. We talk about that. We the three tribes of Jewish. We said there's we have a Banu Qaynuqa. Those were the first Jewish tribe that were kicked out. So he grabbed Prophet ﷺ collar and tell Prophet, you have to let them go. The Prophet said, okay, they're for you. Allahu Akbar. The same guy, same hypocrite, he's participating in this war knowing there will be no fight. Otherwise, he would never ever participate in any war. But he participated in this war knowing that this would be an easy money for him, and he's still looking for any opportunity to create any discourse against Muslims. So now, with that in mind, when he sees these two young men cause the fitna, and the two groups, the Ansar and Muhajirun, were about to fight, he loves it. Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul loved that. And then Prophet ﷺ heard a voice. He heard a lot of noise, and Prophet came and asked, what's going on here? Why there's so much noise? And then they told Prophet, oh, the Ansar and Muhajirun, they're about to fight, this and that. And because Prophet heard the calling, oh, ya Ahl al-Ansar, oh, ya Ahl al-Muhajirun. And the funniest thing, this name, Allah himself mentioned, al-Ansar wal-Muhajirun in Quran, meaning the people from Medina and the people from Mecca. But sometimes people could use the Quranic words and intend something bad with it. A lot of people do that. Sometimes people would take one ayah and twist it and make it his dalil, make his, like he's trying to prove something with that Quranic verses, but which is intended for something horrible. Like he's doing something terrible. He's committing a sin, but he would take one verse of the Quran and twist it and trying to use that Quranic verses as a dalil for his wrongdoing. Many people do that. Especially some people do that. A lot of people do that. So same thing took place here. They use this word muhajirun and ansar to or do something horrible with it. Meaning they use the word ansar, they use the word muhajirun, but yet they're about to fight over nothing. That's the problem. You know, a lot of people, it's unbelievable. A lot of people use this tactic to use some Quranic verses or even hadith trying to prove a point of what they're doing. So anyway, so this is what happened. So when Prophet come out and he heard us shouting, and he didn't even go to the roots. He didn't want to know what happened, who kicked what, who kicked who started first. He didn't want to. Sometimes, if you want to squash, if you want to stop a problem, you don't have to go all the way down to the root. You just stop. Period. When things cool off, then you could talk about it later if you want. So this is what Prophet did. When he come, he stopped the two groups, and he said, "Abi da'watil jahiliyyah." So, are you calling each other's with the calling of jahiliyyah, of the ignorance? Even though they call each other's with muhajirun and ansar, it's a Quranic verse. Allah himself called them that. But these people use the same word that Allah used in Quran, but intended to do something horrible with it. That's what Prophet called abida'awatil jahiliyyah. So you call each other's with the da'watil jahiliyyah, meaning you are the Muslim. You are the same groups. The Muhajirun and Ansar, you are the same thing. You are family. But why each and everyone wanna take take their part? The Ansar want to defend the Ansar against the Muhajirun, your own brother, and the Muhajirun want to defend the Muhajirun against your own brother Ansar. That's what Prophet said. Abida'watil jahiliyyah, with the calling of ignorance. You doing this? Utrukuha fa innaha mumtin. Allahu Akbar. Utrukuha fa innaha muntina. Leave this alone. This is nothing but rotten. This is spoil. This is disgusting. That's what Prophet said. He said, leave this fighting. This is the work of the devil. Leave it. It's rotten. It's disgusting. It's smelly. It stink. The minute Prophet said that, the two groups dispersed. Allahu Akbar. The two groups just disperse. Each and everyone goes to their part. And then Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, when he heard that the Muslims were about to fight, but now the fighting stopped, everyone everyone went apart, went to their way. Oh my God, he didn't like that. He was really upset. He was extremely upset because what he wanted didn't take place. Allahu Akbar. Then he said, he comes to his people. He said, "Is that what they did?" Meaning the Muhajirun. Is that what the Muhajirun did? They kicked our own Ansar. This is exactly what happened. You see, you the one who caused this. He's talking to the Ansar now. He's talking to he knows that people who follow him, that they are truly not a real Muslim. He knows, because they have their own group. So he starts talking, you know. Then in his tent, he has his own, groups of hypocrites inside the tent, and he starts shouting and talking. And he said, "You caused this problem. Why? Because of you, these people became so arrogant. These people think they're better now. You're the one who gave your houses to this immigrant, meaning the Muhajirun. You are the one who share your wealth with this Muhajirun. You're the one who gave your farms to these people. Now look at them. They think now they're competing against us in numbers and in quality. meaning in quantity and quality, meaning they're competing against us as the Ansar. This Muhajirun trying to compete against us in numbers because their populations are growing. Because after Badr and after Uhud and after Uhud, the Islam started growing bigger. Many people, not only from Mecca, but from the different tribes or different villages, all come to Medina. You know, so to join Islam, and every time they come to Medina, they stay. So those people would be as a muhajirun because they made hijrah, they migrate. So the numbers start growing, the migrant numbers start growing, and Abdullah ibn Ubay started, he said, now their numbers are growing, their populations are growing, they're competing against us in number, and they're competing against us in business, in everything, you know. So at some point they're gonna take over. So what is this? Why are you doing this? If you would hold on to your money, if you would withheld your money, these people would not find anything in Medina. Finally, they would just leave. If you didn't support them, if you didn't give them your wealth, your land, your house to stay, they would leave. Allahu Akbar. This is what he's saying to his peer. And then he said a word that Allah recorded in Quran. Allahu Akbar. In Surah Al-Munafiqun. And he said, لَإِن رَجَعْنَا إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ لَيُخْرِجَنَّ الْأَعَزُّ مِنْهَا الْأَذَلَّ. Allahu Akbar. He said, if we return to Medina, those who are honorable, will kick those who are not honorable out of the Medina. He's talking to Prophet ﷺ and to those who migrate. He said, if we return to Medina, those who has honor, meaning the people from Medina, the people who are truly born in Medina, those are people with the honor, according to him. He said, once we go back to Medina, those with the honor will kick out those with no honor. Allahu Akbar. Those who has no dignity will be kicked out. Like what people do today, everywhere you go, the migrants are not, they have an issue. So every for the most part, when you go to a certain country, if there's a problem, they always blame the migrant. They always blame the immigrant. They're the one who took our job away from us. They're the one who created a problem for us. Kick them out, get rid of them, this and that. It's always like that. When things start going bad, they always blame the immigrant for the most part. So that's exactly what this guy is trying to use, that same strategy to motivate his people to get rid of the prophet and the muhajirun. So when he said that, a young man, there was a very young man, a teenager, he was in the tent with them, and he had iman. His heart was full of iman. He heard this. I mean, he heard this message from Ubay ibn Salul. And then this young man ran out of the tent. He went to see his uncle and explained exactly what happened. And his uncle took him to the Prophet ﷺ. Allahu Akbar. And his uncle told him, why don't you explain what you heard? So this young man, his name was um, Zayd ibn Arqam. That's his name, Zayd ibn Arqam. So he explained everything that he heard from Ubay ibn Salul. Yeah. And Prophet said, he said that? Go call him. So Prophet called Ubay ibn Salul to come and explain himself. So Ubay would come and start swearing. He said, "Oh my God, this young man is lying. I didn't say that. I didn't." Munafiqun, the hypocrites are always like that. They have no shame to lie to the thief. To the thief, they have no shame. So he start swearing and cursing and swearing. I didn't say this. This is a lie. This is a defamation. I never said such things. And he swear and swear and swear right in front of Prophet ﷺ that he'd never said it. And Prophet said, "Okay, fine. You didn't say it. That's fine." And the young man became very depressed. He was extremely, extremely depressed. Why? Because he heard it, but yet this man is denying it. And Prophet, he saw that Prophet ﷺ taking Ubay ibn Salul's side by agreeing with him and not agreeing with the young one. So the young one sees that like, oh, Prophet took his word over my word, and he became very depressed, very depressed. Allahu Akbar. So then, he said like he wished he was never born before that day. That's how horrible he felt. You know. So then, so what Prophet did was completely, extremely clever. Wisdom. He was a wise prophet. So for this, commotions, for this fighting and bickering and talking among the two groups, you know, for that to stop, Prophet, what he did, he just tell the companion to just let's pack and just leave. Let's pack and leave. Don't We're not gonna stay here anymore. Pack and we leave. So the two groups, not the Muhajirun, but the two groups, meaning the Ansar and the hypocrite from Medina, and the actual Muslim from Medina, meaning the Ansar and the hypocrite, they you know, start also arguing against one another because the hypocrites were trying to defend Ubay ibn Salul, while the Ansar start, realizing that these people are the problem. So there was sort of like an argument between the Ansar and the hypocrites, you know, um, regarding this man Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. So Prophet said, you know what, just to squash this whole thing, let's just pack and leave. So they packed their stuff and they start leaving. And so Prophet let them travel, walk, ride the camels or whatever, or horses for over almost 20 hours, for example, meaning a long distance. The reason Prophet did that, so that way when they travel for long distance, obviously they're going to be really tired. Once someone is really tired, you just want to go to sleep. So that timing they're going to travel, and the time they're going to go to sleep, when they wake up, for the most part, they're going to forget about this whole incident things. That was the hikmah. That was the wisdom. So he traveled with them. They left the place and walk for long distance, almost a day, whole day, a distance, whole days traveling. And then when it's time for them to rest, because they rest right like right outside Medina, because they rest right outside Medina, meaning the distance from that place they're gonna rest now, and Medina is not far away. So they rested there, and they all crash. They all go to sleep because they're so tired. So when they're really extremely tired, and in the morning, the ayah came down. Allahu Akbar. The entire Surah Al-Munafiqun came down. Allah revealed Surah Al-Munafiqun to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, and the surah said, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Inshallah, maybe we might go over Surah Al-Munafiqun quickly, because it's a very short surah. So we're just going to summarize it quickly. So that way you could link it with the seerah. So, but Allah said in this surah, إِذَا جَاءَكَ الْمُنَافِقُونَ قَالُوا نَشْهَدُ إِنَّكَ لَرَسُولُ اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ إِنَّكَ لَرَسُولُهُ وَاللَّهُ يَشْهَدُ إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقُونَ لَكَاذِبُونَ اتَّخَذُوا أَيْمَانَهُمْ جُنَّةً فَصَدُّوا عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ إِنَّهُمْ سَاءَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Then Allah continues all the way, and then Allah says, يَقُولُونَ إِن رَجَعْنَا إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ لَيُخْرِجَنَّ الْأَعَزُّ مِنْهَا الْأَذَلَّ وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ وَلِرَسُولِهِ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَكِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Allahu Akbar. So Allah said, when this surah came down, Zayd ibn Arqam, inshallah, I'm going to go over the surah later, quick. But I'm going to go over the surah, so that way it would be a whole lot easier to understand. But so when this surah came down, and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam called Zayd ibn Arqam, the young man who heard this, Abdullah ibn Salul. So Prophet called him over and grabbed his ear and said, Allah Allah revealed a surah to testify that this ear has heard something that he said, meaning Allah has approved what you heard is correct. Allahu Akbar. And Zayd was completely happy, extremely happy that Allah Himself confirmed what he didn't. He didn't say. He didn't talk in vain. Whatever he said, Allah confirmed it. Allahu Akbar. So now, when this surah revealed, Umar ibn al-Khattab was extremely mad about Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, and Umar said to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Da'uni adribu unuqa," or you could say, "Da'ani adribu unqa," meaning leave me to just I'm gonna strike his head, meaning to kill him. I'm gonna strike his neck to kill him. And Prophet said, "No, no, no, do not kill him." And we're gonna come to that later. But Prophet said to Umar, "No, no, no, don't kill him, because if you kill him, it's gonna create even more chaos, because he got so many followers. This man, he got a lot of hypocrites that follow him. But if you kill him right now, that's gonna create a problem. But just leave him alone for now." And beside, I don't want people to say Muhammad killed his own companion. Allahu Akbar. Because people from outside, those are not Muslim, when they see, Prophet is executing some of the people among the group, they don't know who's hypocrite, who's not. People from outside, they don't know that. But they see like, oh, they're just a bunch of Muslims, so they're killing one another. No. And Prophet said, because I don't want the outside noise, I don't want people from outside to think that I'm killing my own people, even though this guy is not a Muslim. But people don't know that. So even your image, that's why this is extremely important for Muslim to show a great image outside. We always have to present Islam in the best way. We cannot, show animosities and things like that, because the way you present yourself is great. You want people to think good of you, not the otherwise. So Prophet used that, and he said, Umar, no, let him, let's leave him. I mean, do not touch him. Just leave him. Don't worry about it.